Good morning, MOS, Alvin, and friends and colleagues from the tourism industry. It's so good to see so many of you here, including those of you who are joining us virtually. The big three words I have to say is, we have survived. We have survived, and there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I think the light is getting bigger. I'm very, very proud of how far we've come together as a country and as an industry. You have supported our national efforts in so many different ways. More than 100 hotels supported our efforts by operating as SHN and quarantine facilities. About 250 tourist guides signed up to serve as SDAs. Many of you, most of you, worked hard with us to retain important capabilities and skills that could have been easily lost, perhaps even permanently. Some even built up new skills and refreshed your products and infrastructure during this time. You worked with us to pilot over 200 MICE events safely, with over 50,000 attendees over the last 2 years, culminating in the Singapore Air Show in January earlier this year. And you pivoted decisively with us to support the Singapore Rediscovers domestic tourism campaign. I thank you for all the sacrifices that you have made and for bearing with us through all the ups and downs of the last 2 years. Because of these efforts, we are now poised for a strong recovery over the next few years. Thank you so much. But my key preoccupation now, therefore, has shifted. It is, how can we differentiate Singapore from our competitors as we reopen? Many other destinations have reopened, and everyone is intensifying the inbound tourism campaign. We must do so similarly, but in ways that differentiate us in terms of the services you provide, the experiences you deliver, and the ways that you engage your guests, so that they leave Singapore with enduring and meaningful memories. Today, I will share with you some of what STB is planning to do over the next 6 to 12 months. And we've worked out these plans in conversations with many of you. And I hope that through these plans, we will inspire and challenge you, and you can partner with us in these efforts. As MOS Alvin has mentioned, the Singapore Reimagine campaign. STB is rapidly accelerating this international recovery campaign around the world. Let me give you a quick sampling. In Australia, we are now working with the Australian media house Urban List and launched Urban List Singapore last month. Singapore is the first destination outside Australia and New Zealand to have its own dedicated page on Urban List, covering our lifestyle offerings. It has already reached more than 1 million people since its launch. In India, we are stepping up efforts to be in time for the summer peak travel season. We just launched a new collaboration with the Start India Foundation, bringing together a Singapore-based artist, Tina Fong, and an Indian artist, Oshin Siva, to create a large-scale outdoor art installation in Chennai. So far, we've seen footfall of over 500,000 people. Just a few days ago, we also had a Singapore Experience Zone at India's biggest gin festival, with more than 5,000 physical attendees and a reach of over 3 million online. In Indonesia, we are combining creative activations and attractive incentives to drive travel to Singapore. There is an ongoing collaboration between the Art Hotel Group and Far East Hospitality, where they design exclusive Singapore-themed rooms while offering exclusive discounts at Far East properties in Singapore. We have also actively promoted Singapore's tourism offerings with redeemable rewards at the Astindo Travel Fair in Jakarta. This is Indonesia's largest travel fair and had 10,000 physical attendees and 30,000 virtual attendees. We are now finalizing a slew of partnerships with Indonesian banks and malls to spur conversions and travel to Singapore amongst Indonesia, which is, as many of you would know, our second largest market after China. To support these in-market efforts, we will intensify our regional and global partnerships to feature Singapore with our aviation partners such as Singapore Airlines, Qantas, and Changi Airport, as well as regional airlines like AirAsia, Scoot, and Jetstar. With major OTAs like Expedia, Agoda, Klook, Traveloka, and with well-known media and entertainment partners like Warner Media. To support all these efforts, STB will launch a new incentive program that will offer visitors a complimentary experience when they visit Singapore. We want to delight visitors with hidden gem surprises so that they experience more of Singapore in an unexpected and delightful way. Now, to succeed, we need you to develop more unique and unusual experiences for our guests, especially for repeat visitors who think they know all about Singapore. So I need you to think of experiences that can differentiate Singapore from our competitors and surprise our guests. We haven't come up with a good name for this yet, but we will soon, and we will launch this program later this year. Now let me take a brief pause now to feature the Singapore Reimagine clip. Since its launch, it has gotten more than 2.5 million views on our social media platforms. I love it because it spotlights both our iconic experiences as well as unexpected facets of Singapore, the sorts of experiences that we hope to see more of from all of you.
Think you know Singapore?
It's time to reimagine. You think it's all skyscrapers?
Then what's this?
And this.
You think it's a small city?
Then there's this.
And this.
Even this.
Just when you think it's one big zen, there's this. It's time to reimagine.
Like this. And this. Like this and this.
You think we're a city that never stops?
We know how to relax.
Like this. And this.
You think it is one island?
You've got 64 surprises coming your way.
If you think it's all about the food,
You're right, but it's not just hawker.
It's this.
And this and this.
And this.
and this. Singapore, you think it's a country? A city?
An island?
Think again.
It's so much
Isn't it great? Thanks to all the people who helped put this video together and all the celebrities and personalities who were featured there. Now, all that I've said so far focuses on the near term, over the next 6 to 12 months. We know this is important for you, and that's why we've set aside a sizable budget to support your efforts in this time frame, as MOS Alvin mentioned earlier. But we must also make sure that everything that we do in these 6 to 12 months complements and supports our mid to long-term plans and strategies, which we call Tourism 203X. I will now spend the rest of my time here on 4 key pillars of our Tourism 203X strategy in order to shape your thinking and planning for the future. First, Global Asia Node for business. We must defend and grow our position as the global Asia node for business tourism. Now, the rumors about the decline or the demise of business travel have proven to be greatly exaggerated. In the US and Europe, our MICE stakeholders tell us that there's tremendous demand for face-to-face meetings. Many of them have resumed fully. Here in Singapore, it's the same. Most trade shows anchored here and many association conventions have told us they want to resume fully physical events in the upcoming months. Therefore, Our strategies to create, attract, and grow high-quality MICE events here in Singapore remain relevant for the future. We want Singapore to be a home to the best-in-class MICE events, especially those that can bring Asian, European, and American businesses together, and also the events that are focused on the needs of the future, such as urban solutions, sustainability, energy security, food security, fintech, and advanced manufacturing. And in this way, our MICE sector can support the growth of Singapore-based companies in these areas, giving them a competitive advantage right out here in Singapore, and strengthen Singapore's geo-economic relevance at a time when globalization is under severe threat. In the next few weeks, we will have 3 major events, among many other things happening, 3 major events that many of you have worked hard on: the Singapore International Water Week, the Clean Enviro Summit Singapore, and Asia Tech X Singapore. We expect about 25,000 people from around the world to attend these events, perhaps more now that we have relaxed our border policies. It is important not just to focus on the numbers, but also the quality of the events, the thought leadership, the outcomes that arise from these events, and the breadth and the range of the companies represented there. There are many other similar high-quality events later this year, including the 60th International Young Lawyers Congress, the Global Health Security Conference, 2 mega events under Food and Hotel Asia, which many of you will be familiar with, ITB Asia for our own industry, and the Singapore FinTech Festival. Let's work hard to give all attendees a great time when they come. The next key pillar is sustainable urban destination. I spoke about this last year. Our ambition is to become one of the world's most sustainable urban destinations, a city in nature where large experiences come with small footprints. We have made good progress over the past year at raising our sustainability quotient. For example, we've launched the Hotel Sustainability Roadmap, first of its kind in the world, as a collective effort amongst a city's hotels. I'm proud of its high ambition and high commitment from our hotels, who now have an opportunity to lead the way for other hotels around the world. We won't stop here. There are 3 further areas of work. First, we will work with other segments of the tourism industry to set ambitious targets and strategies. For example, Sasios will be pursuing efforts to align its MICE sustainability certification with internationally recognized standards. In 2022, we will also participate in the Global Destination Sustainability Index for the first time to benchmark our sustainability performance against other MICE destinations. And we will start our journey for Singapore to be certified as a sustainable destination under the Global Sustainability Destination Council, the GSTC destination criteria. As STB pursues these efforts, I want to challenge you in 2 ways. First, think expansively about sustainability. It's not just about reducing carbon emissions, important though that might be. It's also how you optimize the use of your resources. Please don't forget that our power bills are all going to go up in the coming months. How you manage your waste and your water usage, and how you design your buildings, your facilities, and your operational processes in order to have greater levels of sustainability. Second way to think about it is weave sustainability into all of your touch points with your guests and your visitors. Nudge them to make better choices. Educate them about what you are doing, especially in the less visible areas such as the use of more sustainable building materials or the use of more efficient cooling systems. Educate your guests about these things. Next, we ensure that your experiences and your offerings feature sustainability in a very visible way. For example, Sentosa Development Corporation is working with the Palawan Innovation Studios to introduce a new electric go-kart and interactive gaming activity called Hyperdrive in 2023. So that's a very visible example of sustainability. You can weave sustainability into all of your narratives and guides. weave our messages about Singapore's sustainability story, which will be the story of our future, into all your guides, into your narratives, so that others can understand our commitment to sustainability. As MOS Alvin mentioned, STB has launched the Tourism Sustainability Program, which will provide you with the resources and information that you can use to guide the sustainability development of your businesses. So please refer to our website for more details. The third pillar is urban wellness haven, another growth area we must tap into. Post-pandemic, we want Singapore to be seen as a destination with a wide range of accessible experiences that support the holistic well-being of our leisure and business visitors. Now, there are many offerings and experiences that cater to the full range of wellness that are already quite accessible for the busy travelers, but they are not very well known here. Therefore, Singapore STB has worked with other government agencies and partners in the industry, and we will launch the first edition of the Wellness Festival Singapore in June this year. The intention is to enhance the discoverability of our wellness offerings, or our wellness quotient, to catalyze more wellness-related products and partnerships between various players in the industry here in Singapore, and to grow our domestic customer base and advocacy. We must position Singapore differently. It is not to compete with the likes of Bali or Phuket, but we want to be seen as an urban wellness haven, a busy city, yet with easy access to wellness offerings for everyone. Some of the offerings for our Singapore Wellness Festival coming up include a multi-sensory pop-up at Gardens by the Bay, together with wellness masterclasses, an inaugural Live Well Festival at Sentosa, a series of art, wellness, and mindfulness programs at the National Gallery of Singapore, and many more, and there will be more details coming out very soon. We must also keep growing the supply of distinctive wellness-related experiences. Today, very few tours feature wellness, but there are many other existing tours focused on sports, nature, food, and the arts, which can easily incorporate wellness elements and experiences. I encourage tour operators to collaborate with those in the wellness sector to develop such experiences. One example is Monster Day Tours, who is now working with ClassPass to live stream wellness tours and outdoor fitness experiences at tourism precincts for the Wellness Festival. And I hope that you can tap on our Tour Experience Innovation Lab to design and plan and roll out these tours in the near future. Naturally, there are strong synergies between sustainability and wellness. They mutually support our efforts at transforming our landscape to capture new and high-value tourism segments. So I hope the next video will show all of you a little bit of the vision that we hope to achieve. The fourth area that we must focus on is raising the delight or the fun quotient of events and experiences and attractions here in Singapore. 2 times the fun, in fact. So in STB, I call this multiply the wow factor. Don't just rely on formulas or templates that may have worked in the past. We need to constantly come up with innovative ways to enable our events, experiences, and offerings to wow, to surprise, and to stand out. Let me suggest 3 ways that we can do so. First, work with well-known lifestyle and entertainment brands and IP so that our events can stand out. Now, one example that I'm looking forward to is Avatar, the Experience, which we will welcome later this year at Gardens by the Bay. I loved the first Avatar movie when it came out in 2009. I watched it 3 times, in fact. The Avatar Experience is timed to complement the worldwide release of the sequel later this year, and it will transform the cloud forest into the world of Avatar. And I believe this will be very special, and not just for fans of the movie. Second way to dial up the fun quotient is to develop many more hands-on or immersive or educational experiences that engage your guests, help them to feel that they've learned something after they have left. A great example I recently experienced is Hell's Museum at Haw Villa. This is the world's first museum dedicated to death and the afterlife, launched late last year. It has done a wonderful job at demystifying taboo topics very sensitively and thoughtfully. And I went with my family, with my kids, and they enjoyed it, and we all came out feeling that we learned something. We felt more intelligent after when we left the Hell's Museum. Another example of hands-on experience is homegrown brand Mr. Bucklet Chocolaterie, and they will launch a new chocolate factory concept later this year at Dempsey. This will be Singapore's first build-your-own chocolate bar section with distinctive Asian flavors. Third, in order to multiply the wow, we need to maximize the use of our existing spaces, refresh them, so that visitors know that they're not coming back to the same old places. Orchard Road is a prime example. Despite the pandemic, I'm glad that the private and public sectors have worked hard to continue our efforts at remaking Orchard Road into one of the world's premium lifestyle destinations. Here's a short video.
From reviving old memories to making new ones, from showcasing collaborations that inspire to celebrating local talents, this has always been a place of discovery and reimagination. Today, it continues to find new ways to innovate and raise the bar for the future of retail. This is where nature and architecture coexist, where hospitality and wellness meet, where spaces are constantly reimagined, where events are ever-changing, and the possibilities unending. Here's where it all begins.
That's not all. In 2021, we launched a tender for the vacant site next to the Somerset Skate Park for a new attraction concept to complement Orchard Road and the youthful identity of the Somerset precinct. Today, I'm happy to announce that the tender has been awarded to the right side for a new concept called the Trifecta, an integrated facility where you can skate, surf, ski, and snowboard. I congratulate them on their successful bid, and I look forward to more details from them soon. Now, one other example of refreshing existing offerings. How many of you know that the Merlion Sculpture at Merlion Park turns 50 this year? While the Merlion concept was born earlier, the sculpture was inaugurated by Mr. Lee Kuan Yew in September 1972. Since this is Merlion 50, we want to work with you to create fresh, new content, products, and activities to commemorate this anniversary. So please give us your ideas, because we know that the Merlion as a concept has great mileage amongst many of our visitors. STB will support your efforts at multiplying the wow, at multiplying 2 times the fun in many different ways. We have maintained enhanced levels of funding support and have expanded funding parameters in some of our schemes. For example, our Experience Step Up Fund now supports virtual products and experiences, and we have raised the grant cap of our Kickstart Fund, which is meant to support pilots of new events, from $200,000 to $250,000. Now, even as we pursue all these efforts towards Tourism 203X, there's one thing that we must not let go of, which is building up your workforce capabilities for the future. Now, I know that manpower is a serious concern with many of you. I've spoken to many of you, and this is a common theme that comes up. We are doing our best, and I'm hopeful that the reopening of our land borders with Malaysia will relieve some of your bottlenecks. STB has also worked with NTUC and Workforce Singapore to set up a new facility called the Tourism Careers Hub late last year, TCH. We have flyers for TCH. It's a new setup. Through this, we work with the tripartite partners to extend end-to-end job facilitation, training and support for your workforce, to enable displaced workers to bounce back quickly into the sector, and to help you find the right workers with the right mindset, skill sets and mindsets. So please reach out to TCH if you need help to find workers for your sector, which I know you need that right now. And you will find a lot more information on the brochures outside. But there are other areas as well that we must focus on for building future-ready capabilities. Digital transformation is one of them. Since the start of the pandemic, we've been pushing as hard as we can. And I launched T-Cube, the Tourism Technology Transformation Cube, at this event last year. Many of you have benefited from the support of T-Cube's programs, such as Chan Brothers through T-Cube's Data Analytics Shift program. Here's what they have to say.
Chan Brothers Travel is one of the region's largest tour agencies and tour operator. Our business priority is really the customer, keeping our finger on the pulse of the constantly changing consumer behavior. This motivation empowered our decision to tap on STB's T-Cube program, as it provided us with the framework, support and resources we needed to develop our data-first strategy as we resume our business operations.
So besides looking into how we can enhance our arsenal of tour packages, we decided to also up our service standards in aid of the whole customer journey. We did an internal assessment using the Tourism Transformation Index to help us identify what is our capability gaps. So to address that, by launching a multi-pronged data strategy through the STB Data Analytics Shift program. So through this DASH program, we learned that collection of customer data is a very critical decision making for the product planners as well as for our marketing campaigns. So one positive outcome that come out of it is a development of a data collection depository platform to help all our internal stakeholders in gathering appropriate information to help them in making more informed decisions.
The data-backed strategy that we adopted taught us to better allocate our resources that in turn yielded much better results. We were getting over 50% more response than we expected, and that was something that we were very pleased with. Chan Brothers is currently participating in STB's Accelerator program. Why we are excited about the program is it provides us with a first-hand review of new and innovative ideas that can be adopted by travel or revenue opportunities outside of travel.
Through this partnership with STB, Chan Brothers is able to tap on the resources, the contacts, as well as the expertise that T-Cube provides, allowing us to efficiently build on our digital capabilities to meet customers' demand in this post-COVID-19 operating environment.
One other new area of capability that we need to build for the future is extended reality. Now, last year at TIC, I shared about augmented reality as a new capability. To kickstart this journey, STB has developed 100 3D models of our points of interest. And now, these are available for free on our Tourism Information and Services Hub. So please use them as you experiment and tinker with AR, VR applications. Since then, we have broadened this concept into extended reality, XR, which encompasses augmented, mixed, and virtual reality. We are keen to pilot proof of concepts with many of you to create engaging interactive content. For example, we worked with the Sea Aquarium for an AR app in order for visitors to interact with marine animals digitally, and Grand Park City Hall Hotel on a solar system-themed AR for its guests. To expand these efforts, we have launched a grant call in February this year called The Next Experience. This is to create XR-enabled experiences all around Singapore that motivate people to visit multiple points of interest. We have received healthy interest, and we look forward to finalizing all the proposals and receiving all the proposals by 23rd April later this month. Now, I've covered a lot of ground in the last 30 minutes, so I will try to summarize my key points. First, as we accelerate Singapore Reimagine, please work with us to multiply and amplify our efforts in key markets. 2, please keep on creating distinctive, delightful products and experiences that we can introduce to our visitors through our new tourism incentive program. 3, work with us to grow Singapore as a home for high-quality MICE events and make sure we provide their visitors with a great experience when they come. 4, support our efforts to benchmark sustainability and performance against other destinations and to get certified under the GSTC destination criteria. 5, raise 3 different sets of quotients. First, our sustainability quotient by weaving sustainability into your stories, your touch points, your narratives, your experiences, and your processes. You can raise your wellness quotient by contributing to our first Singapore Wellness Festival and developing wellness content in your products, activities, and tours. And raising a fun quotient by working with well-loved brands and IP, or introducing more hands-on experiences, educational experiences for your guests. 5th is continue to build future-ready capabilities in your workforce, for example, through our Tourism Careers Hub, or by building new muscles in areas like extended reality. Please take these challenges seriously and work with us, because we must, let me go back to my first theme, we must work hard at differentiating Singapore from our competitors, and not just for the next 6 to 12 months, but over the longer term as well, so that we can defend and grow our position as one of the world's most innovative and most well-loved destinations. Collectively, then, we can create a more vibrant, sustainable Singapore for our visitors and for those of us who call Singapore home. Thank you.